Hello, and today we speak about what makes Tamil so special. What is the difference it has between other languages? For example, and in English, if you want to ask one person to come near to you, and you will say, "Come here," and the word there is "come." That's it. And it might be your friend, it might be your boss, it might be your wife. It doesn't matter. For whatever it is, the verb you will use is come. And for an example, we will take another language, and if we take Sanskrit, in that if you want someone to come here, you will ask him to come by saying agachadu. And you can say that to anyone. You can say agachadu to your wife, or you can say agachadu to your boss or anyone. The verb is same. But in Tamil, actually, there are different ways of saying it, and you can't interchange them. For example, there are so many, but I will start with the main four. So there are different polite levels, but not always it's supposed to be polite level. And sometimes very close people, you can call your close people without giving the politeness. It doesn't mean you hate them, but it doesn't mean you shout at them, but you are close to them, so you don't give politeness. So it is something like okay, I'll give you an example. So we were talking about come. That come is you are asking a person to come, and in Tamil there are different ways you can say that. And why I am teaching this is very important, that this is the way while you are beginning you might offend a person very easily, and if you used an unpolite word. So when you talk with a stranger, you have to give some politeness. So we will talk about the word that we were talking now is a person to come. So you can say va. That's very simple. Va. That means and if you wanted to write it, it will be V-A. V for Vermax and A for alpha. So you say va. So it is a simple verb asking a person to come near to you. But as I said, there are different polite levels. So if you ask a person to va, actually there is no politeness in it. But there is another way you can say called Vaada. But this Vaada, and there is another one called Vaadi. And actually this is gender conscious. So Vaada is used for a male and Vaadi is used for female. You can't ask a guy to come as Vaadi. That's wrong. So the Vaadi is one form of politeness, but actually it's not polite at all. I'm saying that polite level, but it's not polite. It is, you can use it for your friends and who are very close to you, like you're using in English, come mate, come bro. It's something like that. So you can use Vada for guys and Vaadi for girls. Yasmin, the woman. But it not for a stranger. You must remember that if you meet a stranger, you have to give him some politeness. So we have seen the very low polite level, which is Vada and Vaadi, and the other one is it's just the verb va. That's you can use for you can just the verb. If you are close like Vada Vaadi, you can use va. So, and next we have a different level called Vaarum. That is somewhat politeness, but still you are behaving like you're a stranger. So Vaarum. So the first we had Va, just the verb, and we have a non-polite word which is Vada for guys and Vaadi for girls. And this, though it is not polite, it is broadly used for friends, because friends you don't give politeness, they don't even expect sorry. So you can use Vada Vaadi for your friends, and if it is a guy you use Vada, if it is a girl you use Vaadi. And Va is just a verb without any polite levels. And we talked about Vaarum, and that you can use bit of a politeness, but mostly you use for You're not very close to him, but you want to give some level of politeness. So normally you use this for your batchmates or classmates, and you're still not a best friend, but you you want to give some politeness, but still it's intermediate kind of thing. And after that we have a polite word saying Vaanko. So if you come from very polite word which is Vaanko, and then you will have a less polite but still it polite which is Vaarum, and we can have just the verb which is Va, and we have a non-polite word which only you can use for very close friends, or else you can use when you want to shout the person. You're asking a person to come, he don't come, but he cannot be a stranger. Let's say your friend and you're asking to va, that means come, he is not coming, so you can say Vaada, that means it's like come. There's no politeness in it, but it is for the friends, as I said. And that the last one, that without the polite, the word that I said without politeness, it's gender conscious. So you can't say Vaada for a girl. So for women's ladies you use Vaadi, and for guys you use Vaada. I have seen a lot of people, they use this Vaada, but actually please don't use that unless you make that person very comfortable with you and he is a friend of yours. So I have seen many people, they are using the word Vaada, but that is only used between very close friends of their own. So do not start with Vaada with a stranger. It's a wrong way, because you guys have seen the movies, and in the movies they are using it. So when you see a stranger, if you start asking a person to come as Vaada, he will take it as offensive. But in case if you know that you don't know the language, it's okay, but in a way, that in a language that's offensive. So you don't call a person Vaada if he is a stranger, so you call him very politely Vaanko. So that's the politeness level you have. So I'm telling these things for the word come, and for every word it's there. Let's say we want the person to go, so for the go the word is po. Po is P-O. So for po, to come we say Va, to go we say po. See how simple it is. So if you want to say po, as I said, without any politeness, but it's just a verb. So if you want to give politeness to it, the intermediate one, as I said, he's a friend but not very close, say your classmate or someone, you can say pom. You add the intermediate one always end with you close your mouth, So po is just the verb, so you can say pom for intermediate politeness. You can say pongko, you add inko. So when you add pongko, it's very polite. You ask a person to please, you may go, or you can go. So you go, it's just the go, but with politeness, pongko. So like we had Vaada, so unpolite way, or the use only between friends we use the Vaada. So like that, if your person, very friendly person, he is your buddy and you want him to go, and you say Poda. So you can see that in movies, even you can see that in a lot of time in the movies. So people see this word Vaada, Poda, and they start using with the strangers. That's actually, it's wrong. Don't do that. So what you do is you ask a person very politely. You ask a person to come, Vaanko. If you want to send a person, you say Pongo. So Vaarum, Porum is something in the middle. So you can use it your colleagues or someone like your classmates. You can use that. Va, po, without any politeness added to it. It's same like come, go. So the other one, that Vaada, Vaadi, Poda, Podi, it's only used between closed friends, and you cannot never use with strangers. So this is the very important thing, the basic of Tamil, that you must know there are different polite levels. So we will meet you again. Thank you.